Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are with another episode of Airplanes and Coffee, the talk show. So my name's Russ Keith. I've got some special guests with me on here. I've got Matt Peterson. We call him the Colonel. And so I've got the Queen of STOL with me. This is Anitra Goddard. And we're going to talk a little bit about an event coming up really in a couple of weeks. How far are we out?
Not a couple of weeks, 1 week away, September 9th.
Oh, well,
that's
talk
right.
about good timing on the video. Here we go. We're going to talk about
that's exactly right.
Deep South STOL competition in Jennings, Louisiana. Did I say that right? Louisiana?
You did. The Deep South Husky Shootout in Jennings, Louisiana. And it's the Deep South Husky Shootout because it's sponsored by Aviat Husky and Clemens Insurance. Big thanks to our sponsors. And it is going to be September 8th, 9th, and 10th. You fly in on Friday afternoon, then we're going to fly out to DI's and have a great Cajun meal with live music. The next day is Saturday. We're going to have the competition, which is going to be at least a double elimination. And we're going to try and split the planes up by make and model, get them as close as we possibly can. And then Saturday night, the vans are going to run everybody down to Mike's Steak and Seafood. We're going to pass out awards. And as we say down in Louisiana, we're going to pass a good time. Yeah. So we're gonna have a good time, and live music everywhere.
I went out to visit Jennings, Louisiana on the way to Sun and Fun this past April to the Swamp STOL competition that Matt runs as well, and that was with the National STOL Series. And let me tell you, it was cold and it was rainy, but we had a party. It was a great time. I really, really enjoyed myself, even though I just froze myself to death that day, which was kind of odd for Louisiana, but South Louisiana at that. But it was what it was, and man, we had a good time. And the city of Jennings just kind of showed up and showed out and made some audibles and got us down to the little community center, and we did a shrimp boil and just had a great time. It really was a good time. And so I'm kind of expecting the same here. Well, let me ask you another question. Let me just ask a little bit about STOL. Now, when people think of STOL, they think of Cubs, right? They think
Absolutely.
Of tail drag aircraft. Do you have to have a tail drag aircraft to participate in this event?
Absolutely not. As a matter of fact, I'm in Gallatin, Tennessee at a National STOL event in my 1957 nose dragger. And we are having a great time. Gallatin's rolling out the red carpet for us. But you don't have to have, you can fly what you bring. As a matter of fact, I've got a guy with a 1931 biplane with a great big Continental rotary on the front. It was so cool. We created a whole new class of exhibition class. And we're going to have some judges there to judge the exhibition class because we've got some aircraft around there. And I'm talking about air cams, Stearman, T6s, stuff like that. We've got some pretty cool airplanes down here. And people want to see them fly. And Absolutely. They want to get right up close to them while they're flying. And so while we've got the course set up, we're going to let these guys come out and kind of show off and show out a little bit. Now, of course, we're going to have some of the usual culprits, some Cubs, maybe a Legend Cub or two will show up. We've got some of those local. We're not doing a YouTube broadcast, and we're only going to fly 2 planes at a time. Now, we may do a double elimination to make sure everybody gets lots of chances, and we want everybody to have a good time and have a lot of fun. But we want to be safe and we want to maintain separation. We're going to slow things down a little bit. So if you're a beginner pilot, you wanted to kind of dip your toe into STOL and meet some STOL pilots and eat some really good food and hear some live music. This is the weekend for you. You don't even have to take off the Thursday. You can show up Friday night. We'll all fly out to DI's. And then Saturday morning is the mandatory safety briefing. So you're only going to have to take Friday afternoon off to attend this event. And very excited about this, the Days Inn is open. Now, Hampton Inn is sponsoring again this year. They're awesome. Love Carla and everybody over there. And if you call Caitlin at the Days Inn, we've reserved all the rooms that face the runway. So you don't have to rent a car. You can just fly your airplane, walk to your hotel room, come and compete and fly, and then we'll have vans to run you to dinner on Saturday night. Everything is provided right there.
Those hotel rooms are about 100 to 150 yards away from the runway. They're just literally right there.
Right there. And there'll be a Husky hospitality suite sponsored by Aviat Husky, who have been gracious enough to sponsor this event. And of course, that's where we're all going to hang out and tell all our stories. I'm sure that suite's going to be staying open quite a while. We'll go until the cops come. And
and they always come.
And they always come. Well, I know most of them, so it'll be all right. But but we're gonna pass a good time.
So for those that don't really know what a STOL competition is, how are the airplanes scored?
So we'll be scoring in the classic Valdez style. That's what I'm calling it. We're going to have feather flags and a white chalk marker. I just bought one this year. And you're going to bring them up to the line. As they take off, we're going to measure the takeoff. And there will only be 2 planes in the pattern at a time, so we can maintain separation. And like I said, that's going to kind of slow things down. But we're not having to play commercials or anything like that because it's not a YouTube broadcast. And then the planes will come around and land, and we'll measure the landing. There'll be some people taping, I'm sure. We'll measure the landing, and then that's your score. And it's going to be double elimination. And I've already ordered some great big 11x17 clipboards. You know, they came 4 in a pack. Anitra, if you need one, I'll make sure you get one, STOL Queen, next time you and I see each other. Because you and I are going to be announcing together at Arkansas later this month.
Yes, we are.
That's right.
I'm going to try to make that one. That one's, man, it's something I really, really want to do. I just don't know if it's going to fit in the schedule. I'm going to be traveling so much in the next month and a half.
I had to take vacation to make sure I made it.
It's going to be, I'm already going to miss Reno, and I'm just sick about that one, but it is what it is. Yeah. I just can't do it. It just won't fit in my schedule. The timing.
Matt. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Matt, so something that we haven't touched on yet that I think is really, really important, and the whole basis behind why you decided to do this event is who it benefits.
So I have a lot of really good pilots in my area. I mean, I've got this one guy, man, he's a hammer. He's a hammer. He is a Carbon Cub driver, and I mean, he is talented. But they don't want their very first STOL experience to be live broadcasts on YouTube, quite frankly. They want to have just a local event. And since this is sponsored by Aviat Husky, I'm hoping to get a lot of Husky drivers down there, because the #1 Husky driver is going to win a weekend getaway to La Berge de Lac Casino Resort, a very bougie, pinky out resort right there in Lake Charles with a really nice golf course. It's actually valued at $1,300. So I'm looking forward to giving that away. But this is really going to benefit those pilots who've seen STOL events on TV. They want to try it out, but they don't necessarily want to go to a full-blown event, but they want to dip their toe in it, see if they like it. And this event's for you. And we're going to take our time and be safe, and we're going to have a lot of fun. I can tell you right there.
And then your local EAA chapter benefits as well, from what I understand.
That is correct. The whole thing, all proceeds go to the local chapter, the EAA 541. And they're a fledgling chapter, just started. And the president and I have been going back and forth, making sure everything's covered. And he is going to, it's really going to work out.
Very, very cool. So, you know, we at Airplanes and Coffee, we applaud anybody that does anything to support and advance aviation. So I know that STOL is really taken off in the last several years, and it's been a lot of fun to go. I've attended several events, and I just love going. One of these days I'll get an airplane that I can do that with, but and I could do it with my Cessna, because after all, your nose dragger is basically the same airplane that I have. But you know, I have partners in my airplane, and I just don't feel good about putting it into a competition like that where I push it to the limit. So if I own that baby outright by myself, you can bet every time I'd go compete, because it looks like so much fun. And I'd love to try my hand at it sometime. Let's shift the gears a little bit and talk a little bit about STOL Nation. As you can see, I'm rocking my STOL Nation's hat that Anitra gave me at Oshkosh. Tell us a little bit about STOL Nation.
Well, So, as most of you know, I used to be the operations coordinator for the National STOL Series for just under 2.5 years. And there's a lot of cross pollination between all of the pilots, between the traditional STOL events, the STOL drag events, STOL, and then just non-affiliated local STOL events. And I just thought that there seems to be a bit of fragmentation between all of the organizations. And for the STOL enthusiast that wants to find out where the events are, how the pilots performed, what events they're going to, it was just kind of hard to find information for just your everyday STOL enthusiast. So I thought there's got to be a better way for these pilots and these enthusiasts to connect and to find events and to find results. And that's kind of how STOL Nation was born. It's kind of a pilot profile management software where our pilots can register a profile for free with the site and put all their information in about their airplane and the pictures of their airplanes and even links to their social media and their sponsors. And the enthusiasts can go to the site, find the pilots, and learn whatever they want about the pilots for the information that's accessible there. We're in the process now of scraping the internet of all of the results from any past STOL events that we can find that these guys have done, and we're loading that information into their system, into their profiles for them. So now it's also a record where they can go back and reference any event they've done and how they scored.
Very
and then
cool.
the fans can see that also.
Very
Also, it's a
cool.
registration and ticketing software. So for instance, Matt's event, the Deep South Husky Shootout and STOL have partnered up with us. So we're handling their pilot registration. So
very
for
good.
any pilot that has a completed profile on the STOL Nation website, if an event registers through the platform, they don't have to fill all the information out that's in their profile. They just click the event and they pay for it. And all of the information that the host would need just auto populates into a report for them. So it just makes it easy for everybody and time efficient.
So if
I would
a
just
pilot,
like to say, I'd like to say, as an event organizer and as a competition pilot, that's a godsend. There was a need for this product, and man, I love it to death. STOL Nation's handling the Deep South Husky Shootout, and it's really nice because that's one more thing that, as an organizer, that we don't have to worry about.
right? So if somebody wants to join the festivities and come in and try their hand at a STOL competition, they just go to stolnations.com. Is that?
It's actually events.stolnation.com.
Events.stolnation.com. Okay.
Yes.
Very good.
And all you've got to do is look up Deep South Husky Shootout on Facebook, or go to the Swamp STOL page, and it's all right there, and it's one button click, and it'll take you right to it.
Very good. Very good. Or just follow me down there. That's where I'll be.
There you
Or
go.
just follow Russ down there.
That's right. Because you
Come
can
get some coffee.
You can sign up. You do allow walk-ons, yeah, Maddie?
Absolutely, up until that morning, but you must attend the safety briefing. The safety briefing is mandatory, and you must do what, Anitra?
Sign the waiver.
Sign the waiver.
Very, very cool. So looking forward to the event. You know, I really enjoyed the last party down there in Jennings, Louisiana, and man, I'm looking forward to doing it again. So I really appreciate you guys coming on and talking to me a little bit about STOL. I think those that you know, see some of my posts on Airplanes and Coffee, they understand I really do enjoy it. I get out and I judge a lot of these events, and it's just a lot of fun. The guys, the pilots that participate are all just fantastic people, and it's all in good fun, even though there is quite a bit of competition there. And the, you know, the pilots, they all take it pretty serious too. But you know, there's nothing like, you know, watching these guys, you know, battle themselves really to land right on that line, or as close as they can without coming up short. Because if they come up short, what happens?
Correct. scratch.
Scratch. So I really appreciate y'all coming on and talking to me. Man, looking forward to see it. I'll see you in about a week, I guess. So
About a week.
Wow.
We'll,
Yeah. Woo, time
we'll,
flies.
we'll talk to you then. Y'all, thanks
All
for
right.
coming. Like and subscribe. Certainly would appreciate it. If you're not on Airplanes and Coffee, the Facebook group, or if you want to keep up with what we're doing, you go to airplanesandcoffee.com. If you're not a member of airplanesandcoffee.com, go hit that join now button and become a member of Airplanes and Coffee. And together, we're going to secure the future of aviation. Y'all have a great night.